The Book of Numbers, also known as the Fourth Book of Moses, is the fourth book of the Old Testament in the Bible. It continues the historical narrative of the Israelites' journey from Egypt to the Promised Land, which began in the previous book, Exodus. The title, Numbers, comes from the numerous censuses that are taken throughout the book to count the people of Israel. The Book of Numbers begins with God instructing Moses to take a census of all the men of the 12 tribes of Israel who are 20 years old or above and able to go to war. This census reveals that there are over 600,000 men, and with women, children, and the elderly, the total number of Israelites is estimated to be around 2 million. The tribe of Levi is excluded from the census, as they are set apart for service to God. God then gives instructions for the arrangement of the tribes around the tabernacle, the portable sanctuary that was constructed according to his specifications. Each tribe is assigned a specific location and order in which they are to camp and march, with the Levites being responsible for the care and transport of the tabernacle. The Book of Numbers then goes on to describe the laws and rituals that God gives to the Israelites. These include laws concerning offerings and sacrifices, the laws of the Nazirite, laws for the consecration of the Levites, and laws about restitution, inheritance, and the broader social structure of the community. One of the major events that occur in the Book of Numbers is the rebellion of the Israelites against God and Moses. The Israelites complain about the manna that God has provided for them and long for the food they had in Egypt. This angers God, and he sends a plague that kills many Israelites. As a result, God sends quail as an abundance of meat for the Israelites, but this leads to a second plague because of their greed and lack of trust in God. The rebellion and lack of faith continue when Moses sends 12 spies to scout out the Promised Land, which God has promised to give to the Israelites. However, when the majority of the spies bring back a report of giants in the land, the Israelites become fearful and refuse to enter. This lack of faith causes God to punish the Israelites by making them wander in the wilderness for 40 years until the faithless generation dies out, with only Joshua and Caleb being allowed to enter the Promised Land. During their wanderings, God continuously provides for the Israelites, providing them with food and water. He also performs miraculous acts, such as when he makes Aaron's staff blossom, proving that he is the chosen leader of the Levites. The Book of Numbers also showcases the significant role of Moses and his relationship with God. Moses continually intercedes for the Israelites when they rebel and disobey God, even at one point pleading with God to spare them after they have made a golden calf to worship. Another crucial event in the Book of Numbers is the final preparations for the Israelites to enter the Promised Land. Moses and the Israelites fight against the Amorites, Sihon, and Og, and are victorious under God's guidance. God also gives laws and instructions for dividing the land among the tribes and appointing cities for the Levites. The Book of Numbers concludes with God reiterating his covenant with the Israelites and emphasizing the importance of following his laws and obeying him. The Israelites are commanded to carry out their duties and remain faithful to God as they settle in the Promised Land. In conclusion, the Book of Numbers is a continuation of the Israelites' journey and a demonstration of God's faithfulness despite their continuous rebellion. Through the numerous censuses and laws, God establishes order and structure within the community while preparing them for their future as a nation in the Promised Land. The book also emphasizes the importance of faith, obedience, and trust in God, as well as the consequences of disobeying his commands. Despite the Israelites' shortcomings, God remains faithful to his covenant and promises to be with them throughout their journey.